Kim Kesty, Creative Director here at Spellbinders and Fun Stampers Journey, and I'm super excited to be presenting the brand new Stamp of the Month for September. Let's take a look at the stamp set. Let's just dive right in. This month's stamp set is called Friendship Blessing, and it is so pretty. It does have a little bit of a flair of fall, maybe a little bit of a harvest flair, but honestly, this stamp set could be used year-round. Absolutely gorgeous. It is 10 different stamps. You can see that it's got all the flowers and berries and that fun little pear, and I absolutely love the sentiments. So much fun. Let's take a look at the stamp set, and I've already used mine, so you can tell that it's already been kind of taken away from its original packaging. But as always, our stamps have got the beautiful indexing on them, and they are the high quality red rubber, deeply etched, made in the U.S. Love those. We love to bring you these high quality stamps every single month right to your doorstep. So let's take a look at some cards made with this stamp set. I kind of wanted to run through 3 different things in this video with you. I want to show you 3 ways to use this stamp set without coloring. Gasp, like what? The stamp set is perfect for coloring, and it absolutely is. So I'm going to show you a few samples that do use some fantastic coloring, but then I want to show you 3 ways to really get a lot more mileage out of your stamp set. Maybe use it in ways that you wouldn't automatically think of, it comes right to mind, which of course is coloring. So let's take a look at these 2 cards that I have that do use some beautiful coloring. This first one is created with colored pencils, and I just love the detail, the depth, the absolute beauty of these floral and foliage stamps. They absolutely come to life with the coloring. So you can see that we've got, all the shading and all the absolute beauty from the colored pencils. So that is just stunning. And then there's one that's a little bit softer version, because this time we've colored these images in with the watercolors. So these are watercolor pencils that we have here at Fun Stampers Journey. Of course, you could use any watercolor element, but look at how soft and pretty in that more muted color palette. Just love that one, and love the sentiment, of course, so very thankful. Perfect for fall. But let me kind of walk you through 3 different ways to use the stamp set without that immediate first idea of color, color, color. So I've got a couple of images here that I've already stamped out, and I've just used our regular black licorice ink. And these are the 2 kind of more bloomy flowers. I'm not even sure what kind of flowers they are, but I just know I love them. So this is kind of a fun way to do. It's, I guess, kind of a coloring. I shouldn't say it doesn't involve any coloring, but it is a very different technique, one that I've never shared before. So this will be fun. What I'm dropping on my palette is some bubblegum liquid color. So this is one of our coloring elements. Our liquid colors come in, maybe 20 different colors. So they're really a highly concentrated dye ink. So they're going to be really fun to do lots of techniques. This one is super simple. What I've also got here is my small blending brush, and this little guy is just filled with water. It's got, nothing special in it, but it is a great blending brush. You can kind of gently squeeze the barrel, and you'll get a little bit of water coming out, which is what I want to do. I just want to dilute this bubble gum just a little bit, just to make it flow really easily on the tip of my brush. Now all I'm going to do is come into my stamped images, and of course our black licorice ink is waterproof, so it's not going to smear or anything. And then I'm just going to draw really fine, dainty lines right across my flower. I'm curving them a little bit, but you don't even really have to fuss with that curved idea very much. And you can see that the liquid color just flows beautifully with a pen. I'm just doing these tiny little stripes, so cute. I'm going to do the same thing with this blossom, just real quick. Again, just to show you how super easy this is. And then they are cute striped, they're adorable, but I think because of the fall theme, they're going to be even cuter if they've got a little bit of a check to them. So now I'm just going to come back in the opposite direction. And again, I'm not really angling my lines very much. Just giving them a gentle little tiny bit of a curve. But you can see right away how these come to life. It almost looks like we've paper pieced, or we've used like a pattern paper to paper piece these and really give them a lot of pizzazz, a lot of style. So check it out. That is really it. That is all there is to this technique. Look how much we've changed the flower from the original stamped, plain black and white image to this darling little pattern image. Now, of course, I want to show you some samples that we've created. So here's the first one using those same 2 flowers. And look how sweet. We've also used the liquid color to put little tiny checks on the leaves Those are really tiny. They can barely see them, but I think you can pick up on them. And then use a little bit of that same liquid color to not only color the berries, but also give our sentiment, this other sentiment, to a wonderful friend, just this fun little shadow, just a little bit of that liquid color. And again, pop it up on some strips of sweet pear that perfectly complement these colors, and dun 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 dun, so fun. All right, so let's check another one with the same idea, but a different color. Now we've done the sunflower, and again, we've just used that little tiny checks. This time we've used 2 different liquid colors. So we've got citrus cooler in there and lemon drop. So super fun. Just again, let your imagination go crazy. Use any color combo that you want. And our new hazelnut liquid color, which is one of our brand new colors, is just really kind of dotted on there, like if I would take the tip of my brush and just lay down little dots. So that becomes the center of the sunflower. Again, same product, liquid color. And one more, because we can't resist that cute little pear. So this time we've just done the rind of the pear in the Limeade Splash liquid color. So same technique, just a different idea. Let me show you all 3 of those together real quick, because they're so fun. And what a fun, different way to use the stamp set, right? Just something that, you wouldn't initially think of. So I'd love to share those ideas with you, get your juices flowing. Okay, let's move on to project number 2, or technique number 2. This one is kind of one I've shared before in some of my past videos, but I think it really lends itself to this stamp set. So what I've done is I've first picked a color palette with some of our gorgeous cardstock colors. So I've got this little guy already cut out. So you can see that I've gone ahead and stamped some images already. And this time we're doing some heat embossing. So I would stamp them with clear pigment ink. And I might just do my little leaf for you real quick, just to show you how it comes together here. So I've already got 2 of my smaller blossoms here on our cool pool. And I've got a large blossom on our blue lagoon. And this little guy I've already actually cut out. And he's the leaf image, but how different, right, with the blue? So we've got that guy in Huckleberry Fusion. So he kind of pops out really cute in the blue. And I'm going to actually do 3 different leaves, well, 3 of the same leaf, actually, on this pretty amethyst. And then once I've stamped it with the clear pigment, I'll just go ahead and sprinkle it with some of the white embossing powder, which is exactly how I did all of these images. Move it around, make sure it gets covered. And there you've got your 3 leaves. So this is what they look like before they're embossed. And then, of course, you would take your heat gun and melt the embossing powder, and then it would pop out just like this. So super pretty. Love that guy. And even the detail really still shows and still really shines, even with that clear pigment and embossing powder. It's because the red rubber is so deeply etched and gives such wonderful detail. So I could either fussy cut these guys now, or I could use, yes, this stamp set comes with a matching die. Now this die set doesn't come with the stamp set. When you subscribe to Stamp of the Month, you just get the stamp set, but sometimes we give you the opportunity to also purchase the matching die. So all 3 sentiments have a matching die, both of the blooms, the leaf, and the berries. So I would obviously just come back with my matching die, pop it right on there. It matches beautifully. Go ahead and die cut out all my images so I have all my little parts and pieces. But if you do not choose to purchase the die, that's fine too. You can just take your little detail shears, like I have right here, and then you would just fussy cut them out. And that's what I did with this leaf. Even though this has a die, I just went ahead and fussy cut them out. So, long story short, we've got all of our fun images with all of our colors. I think that's what really brings this card to life too, is the unusual color palette. And let me show you how I finished it off. So I went ahead and just layered up all those fun images all the way around the edge of the card. I also did a couple little extra die cuts with some of our foliage dies from Fun Stamper's Journey. I've got a pretty leaf down here, the Pretty Leaves die set, and this is the Summer Branch die set. But you could use any foliage that you have. They don't really show a lot. I think it just adds a little bit of texture to the back. And then, of course, I've die cut that really cute sentiment right in the center. So fun. It's a little bit different color palette. It's not a fall color palette, that's for sure. It's definitely more of a fresh, modern color palette, which I think is perfect for cards for any time of the year, right? All right, so technique number 2, heat embossing with white powder. Love that. All right, so for the last one, it's going to be more about a technique for the background, and then I'm going to show you how I use the stamp set. I'm actually opening a brand new pack here. These are our color splash sheets, and I've already done a couple samples. I did that because I wanted to really share how different this technique can come out every single time and how really fun that is. That's really most of the fun of this technique. So again, our color splash sheets, they come in a big old pack of 20, so I'm just going to grab one here. And then I've also got this clear sheet. This is what comes with your stamp. It's in the original packaging, so save these clear sheets. You definitely want to reuse those. Now I've got 3 of our splashes right here that I'm going to play with. I'm just going to kind of make a little smooshing technique. I've got citrus cooler, watermelon, and pineapple smoothie. So I've got all 3 of these guys, and I'm just going to mix and match them and kind of see what happens. You guys are kind of along for the ride with me. I'm going to grab one of our, this is a mister, just has plain water in it. One of our medium misters. So I'm going to put some on my clear sheet. And then I'm going to go ahead and just open these bottles. Actually, I'm going to shake it a little bit first. I could spritz it, but I don't want to spritz any of my projects. So I'm just going to open the cap and just kind of dab some on because I don't need a ton of color on here. I want it pretty watered down. So that's the citrus, and you can see it's pretty bright. Pineapple smoothie is a softer kind of orangey yellow. Put some down here so you can see that's definitely got more of the yellow tones. And I think before I add my watermelon, I'm going to add a little bit more water. Again, I'm trying not to overspray everything. Now, depending on how much watermelon you add, that's what's really going to change the look and give you that soft pink. I'm kind of looking for that pink to shine through a little bit here. But again, experiment, have fun. Just go to town mixing and matching your colors. Okay, so I want it pretty wet. I'm also going to spray my splash sheet here. Now this is a watercolor sheet, so it can hold a ton of water. Don't be shy about getting that guy wet. It soaks up a lot. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of smoosh my watercolor paper. I don't want really the whole thing covered. A little bit more than that. So kind of pick it up and lay it down and kind of, you know, watch it move and mix and match together. I like the pink. I'm going to get a little bit more pink, I think. And then once it's kind of moving around, I like to even come back with my mister and mist a little bit more. That's going to maybe blend these edges a little bit more. I can even drip some off. I think my mister's almost out of water. So I kind of like to let it move and puddle around too. So I'm going to move this guy just off to the side. Now when you can see that this one's got quite a bit of color, but it's going to come out a little bit lighter shade, which is what I was going for this particular one. I'll show you 2 that I did earlier that are completely dry, and you can kind of see the difference. Now this guy obviously had a lot more orange. You can see the pink kind of shining through right here, but definitely a lot more orange, and then the pineapple kind of ended up puddling at the top. So that's pretty. That's going to be fun for a future card project. And then this one I was really happy with too. This one definitely had more of the watermelon. So you can see the darker pink going around. And I kind of like where it has some of the edges. That's why I like this one with a little bit less color. So you have a little bit of the splash sheet edges showing through. I think this one's going to be really pretty once it's completely dry. I'm trying to figure out how to move these and not get them messed up. I'm going to put them over here, let that guy dry. I'll actually mop up my splash sheet. These little clear sheets too, you definitely can reuse. Just wipe them up a little bit and you are good to go. This grid paper here, I'll use that for my drying pad. Okay, so let me show you the finished card and what I did with that colorful sheet. I'll bring my pink one in here just for fun. So you can see that this card is absolutely stunning, but check it out closely. The stamped images that I did on here, I stamped them again just in black licorice, die cut them out, but look how much pizzazz they have against that colored background. So don't always think that you have to color all of your images. Sometimes leaving them black and white and really showing that stunning detail of that stamping makes a card that's really, really has that wow factor. And again, this is the 3rd sentiment in the set, You Are Greatly Loved. I just love that one. So perfect, again, for any time of the year. Now, if you're not a super messy crafter, let me show you a similar card that one of our designers did with sort of the same idea, the black and white stamping all around the edge, but instead of doing that, more messy technique in the middle, she used a really pretty piece of pattern paper. So again, love the messy look, maybe love a little bit more neat and tidy look. Both cards kind of have the same vibe where you have the black and white with that pop of color. So love both of them. So fun. All right, let me just bring back my whole pile of cards. You guys, I have so many more ideas for the stamp of the month this month, and we're going to be posting all of those as we go out throughout the month on our social media. And of course, they're going to be in the shopping area where you go to subscribe for the clubs. So just check out a small sampling of what you can do with this absolutely awesome Friendship Blessing stamp set. I hope that if you are not subscribed, you'll certainly consider subscribing. Our stamp of the month comes to you each and every month, automatically ships to you. It's a great, fantastic deal. And I love that you have a fresh inspiration waiting for you every single month. So I hope you enjoyed these little tips and tricks so you can get the most out of your stamp of the month. And as always, check us out at spellbinderspaperarts.com or funstampersjourney.com. You can find all of the shopping information in either place. So have a great, great day, and I hope that you, as always, enjoy bringing paper to life.